Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here. It is time for another Orns Friday focus on Bristol City against Watford at Ashton Gate tomorrow in the Championship. And Watford looking to consolidate their victory on Tuesday night against Reading with a win at Ashton Gate against a struggling Bristol City side who has as their manager Nigel Pearson. Of course, that name would ring a bell to Watford fans because he used to be the manager of Watford a few short seasons ago when they were in the Premier League back in 2020. And so Watford now looking confident after that performance against Reading, and they can build on that away from home. They have now won their last two away from home, and they're looking to add this what would be a third victory, but it will not come easy against the Bristol City side, whom, despite struggling, are a team who are capable of turning things on against one of the teams that are looking as favorites and had been tipped as favorites to go up on the first time of asking. And Watford are that team, although they have not had a very clear path this season by any stretch. They are beginning to show a lot more cohesion and consistency. Slaven Bilic's men come into this game having won 4 of their last 5 championship games, and they're looking to make it 5 of their last 6 before the World Cup break. Of course, a very important interval of time for Watford to get their players back ready and healthy for when the championship season resumes on December 11th. But in this game, Watford have to take care of business, and it won't be easy. Bristol City, who have just won only one of their last 7 at Ashton Gate, if memory serves me correctly, have been very difficult to take down, and they can show you how ruthless they are. But they have not been ruthless lately, Bristol City. In fact, their manager Nigel Pearson has called them out for having a lack of moral fiber, and basically said that they copped out in their game over the midweek when they lost at home to Lincoln City of League One in the Carabao Cup. Now that is, uncharacteristically, or I should say, that's absolutely characteristic of Nigel Pearson, I should say, for him to call a team a bunch of bottlers or cobblers, or a team that copped out. I mean, that shows you that there's some really difficult things going on. Let's say at Bristol City at the moment, the manager is having a tough time corralling these players in to get things done. But he does expect a response tomorrow, and I do too, from Bristol City, which means Watford are going to have to take Bristol City very seriously. Do not assume, because Bristol City are in the bottom 5, and they are 5th from bottom, 3 points from relegation at the moment. Do not assume that because Bristol City are in that position that this is going to be a walk in the park tomorrow. It will not be. I expect Bristol City to make this game difficult for Watford. I expect them to come out with a response. I think that will happen. Bristol City have been very poor lately. They've not won in any of their at least last 5 games in all competitions, as far as I know. And as I said, I think it's been 1 win in their last 6 or 7 at Ashton Gate. So they are poor at home. They've lost 9 games this season in the championship. And look, you would think that Watford would be able to take care of this Bristol City side, but do not take things for granted. Watford, who may be in this game without a few of their players, apparently a couple of them were sick with a stomach bug that's been going around all over football, but maybe they are ready to come back in, and also possibility of a few knocks. Slaven Bilic has talked about that in the press conference, that there may be a couple of players who may not be in on time tomorrow because of a knock or two. Jeremy Ngakia apparently was training this week with Watford, but he is not going to be, most likely not going to be included in this match squad. So, Watford again are struggling in terms of keeping fresh players on the pitch with a number of injuries. And so I expect this lineup to be fairly well unchanged. Most likely in this situation, I expect an unchanged side. You'll also have Siralta back serving his 1 match ban, and Hassan Camara back from serving his 1 match ban. So I expect both of them to be back in the side. So that means for me, Asprilla is probably going to be sitting out of this game, but we'll see, because again, we don't know who has the knocks and who is going to be able to play. But we will see how Watford line up. But Watford are going to have to come at this game all purpose from the off. They've started their last 2 games well, in terms of the way they've applied themselves from the first whistle. They need to continue doing that against a Bristol City side definitely low on confidence. Watford must take advantage of that low intensity that Bristol City is showing and that lack of confidence that Bristol City are exuding to get themselves in the position to win this game early. I think if Watford can come out with the same kind of focus that they've had these last couple of games and give a better performance, move the ball quicker, and start to push Bristol City all over the pitch into uncomfortable areas and create those goal scoring opportunities in the first 10, 15 minutes or so, I think Watford, if they score in the first 10 or 15 minutes of this game, I think can put Bristol City away. And I think that because Bristol City are low on confidence at the moment, if Watford get an early goal, watch those Bristol City heads drop. And Watford should then not be content to sit on a 1-0, but go forward and push for the second goal. And if Watford do get that second goal, then I think this game could go on to be quite a statement game from Watford if they do. But Bristol City, I think, are a proud team, and I think they're a proud club. And I don't think Bristol City are going to allow themselves to be turned over very easily. Certainly, as I said before, Bristol City have been in somewhat of a free fall. And when the manager publicly castigates them and questions them and say that they lack moral fiber, that is pretty strong stuff. And one other thing for Bristol City, they've had a change in their technical director. So that's happened just the last day or two. So Bristol City at the moment are in a bit of turmoil both on and off the pitch, a lot of transition going on. Watford at this point, I think now, if they continue to exude the confidence, exude the consistency that they have shown now under Slaven Bilic in these last 4 or 5 games, there's no reason why Watford can't have a performance that they had against Reading or a performance that they had against Luton. And we can see that Watford could well win this game. And I think Watford will end up getting 3 points here, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as people might think. This has been the Orns Friday Focus.